I never thought my own flesh and blood could shatter my heart like glass under a boot. But that day, the phone rang like a death knell. It was Jessica, my daughter-in-law, her voice sharp as a winter wind. "Eleanor, cancel whatever plans you have today. Come over now and clean my house. It's a mess and I don't have time." No hello, no please, just in order, like I was her maid, not the woman who raised her husband from a crying babe. I stood there in my kitchen, the smell of fresh baked apple pie cooling on the sill, my hands trembling on the receiver. Plans? I had a doctor's appointment for my aching knees, the ones that carried me through decades of work, but she didn't care. "Now, Eleanor, or don't bother coming for Thanksgiving." Click. The line went dead, and so did something inside me. If only she knew what I'd do next. Actions so quiet, yet they'd leave her in tears, begging at my door. You won't believe how this ends, but stay with me. It's a tale of betrayal that turns to triumph, and it might just save you from the same pain. That morning had started like so many others in my quiet little home on Elm Street, the one I'd kept spotless since my husband passed 10 years ago. I rose at dawn, the floorboards creaking under my slippers, cold as the frost on the window panes. Outside, snow dusted the garden where I'd planted roses every spring, their thorns a reminder that beauty often hides sharpness. I folded laundry in the living room, the fabric soft and worn, Michael's old shirts I'd mended 100 times, now stacked neatly in the closet. The scent of lavender from the dryer sheets lingered in the air, mixing with the faint aroma of coffee brewing on the stove. I hummed an old tune, Amazing Grace, as I chopped vegetables for soup, the knife's rhythmic thump echoing in the empty house. Loneliness was my companion these days, but I filled it with small acts, watering the ferns by the sink, their leaves brushing my fingers like a gentle touch I hadn't felt in years. I'd always been the giver, the one who made sure everyone else was warm and fed, even if it meant my own cup ran dry. Oh, how the memories flooded back as I stared at that silent phone, the cord twisted like my tangled thoughts. Flashbacks hit me like waves on the shore. Michael as a boy, his tiny hand in mine as we walked to school, rain pattering on our umbrella. I worked 2 jobs after his father left us, waitressing at the diner until my feet blistered, then sewing dresses at home by lamplight. "Mama, you're my hero," he'd say, hugging me tight, his head smelling of soap and innocence. I sacrificed vacations, new clothes, even my dreams of traveling to Europe, pouring every penny into his college fund. When he met Jessica at that fancy office job I helped him get, I welcomed her with open arms, baked her favorite lemon cake on her birthday, the zest tart on my tongue as I watched them laugh. I gave them the down payment for their house, $20,000 from my savings, my nest egg cracked open like an eggshell. "We'll pay you back, Mom," Michael promised, his eyes warm. "Tomorrow," he said. Tomorrow never came. Tomorrow never came. Instead, they bought fancy cars, took trips to Hawaii while I clipped coupons for groceries. My love was a necklace I'd strung bead by bead, but they wore it loosely, letting it slip away. The betrayals had been building like storm clouds gathering over the mountains. At first, it was small. Jessica rolling her eyes when I offered advice on raising little Emily. "Times have changed, Eleanor. We don't do it your way." Then came the demands. "Watch the baby this weekend. We need a break." I'd drive over in my old Buick, the engine rumbling like my weary heart, only to find the house in chaos. Dishes piled high, floors sticky with spills. I'd clean it all, my back aching while they partied. Michael stopped calling unless he needed money. "Just a loan, Mom, for the roof." But I saw the new flat-screen TV through the window. Gaslighting crept in like fog. "You're imagining things, Eleanor. We appreciate you." Jessica's words turned crueler. "If you loved us, you'd help without complaining." Last Christmas, they excluded me from the family photo saying the frame was too small. I sat alone with my turkey sandwich, the silence deafening. A broken bowl on the counter, symbolizing our shattered bond. They manipulated my property, too, hinting at inheriting my house as if my independence was theirs to claim. That phone call was the final crack. I sat at my kitchen table, the wood smooth under my palms, worn from years of family meals that no longer happened. Enough, I thought. Enough. The realization bloomed like a rose in my garden, thorny but beautiful. I wasn't their servant. I was Eleanor Thompson, a woman who'd built a life from scraps. My inner voice grew strong, calm as a still pond. No more sacrifices for those who trample them. I deserved dignity, boundaries like sturdy fences around my heart. Quietly, I took action. First, I called my lawyer, Mr. Hargrove, his office smelling of old books and polished oak. I changed my will that afternoon, removing Michael and Jessica entirely, waiving everything to Emily's college fund and a charity for abandoned elders. The pen scratched like a key turning in a lock, freeing me. Next, I canceled the automatic transfers from my bank, those loans they'd never repaid. I packed a small bag, the zippers rasp final as a door closing. Then I changed the locks on my house, the new keys cold and shiny in my hand, symbols of reclaimed control. I didn't yell or accuse. I simply vanished from their grasp, driving to my sister's in the next state, the road unwinding like a ribbon of possibility. No note, no warning. Let them feel the emptiness they sowed. The climax came 3 days later. My phone buzzed incessantly, Michael's number. I let it ring, the sound like distant thunder. Then a pounding at my sister's door. They'd tracked me down. Jessica's face was red, tears streaking her makeup as she pushed past. "How could you? The will, the money, you're heartless," she wailed, her voice cracking. Michael stood behind, shifting uncomfortably. "Mom, this is crazy. We need you." Gaslighting again. "You're overreacting. It's just a misunderstanding." I stood tall, my gray hair pulled back, feeling the weight of my years as wisdom, not burden. "No," I said. Simply, my voice steady as stone. "No, you've taken enough. The house is mine. The money is gone. Find your own way." Jessica collapsed in sobs, begging, "Please, Eleanor, we're family." But I shook my head. Family respects. You forgot that. They left in a storm of blame, but I felt no regret. Only justice, like karma's gentle hand. Now, peace wraps around me like a warm shawl. I sit by the ocean at my sister's cottage, waves whispering secrets to the sand, a sunrise painting the sky in gold and pink. The empty chair beside me isn't lonely. It's space for my own dreams. I've started painting again, colors blooming on canvas like forgotten flowers. My necklace of love? I wear it for myself now. The lesson, dear listener, is this. Sacrifice without appreciation is theft of your soul. Set boundaries like keys to your kingdom. Let go of those who drain you. In dignity, we find true freedom. And oh, how sweet that freedom tastes, like apple pie fresh from the oven, shared only with those who cherish it.